Welcome to the Dynasty YT, this is your King Shay speaking, and today we're going to be bringing back one of our favorite series, back from the dead, back from the Call of Duty days, In the Mind. Yes, we're going to be doing In the Mind and incorporating it into League of Legends. Now, the last video I did, it was basically an In the Mind video, but it was just a giant video, like a 30-minute long video of In the Mind. And I was thinking, like, this is a pretty long video, and I could easily do the same thing, easily achieve the same goal by shortening it and then doing a lot shorter clips and then doing the same In the Mind kind of concept to the video. Again, like last week's video, all these clips are going to be part of ARAM, but all these concepts can be applied to the Summoner's Rift. The only thing that we're missing is going to be objectives like taking Dragon, Baron, or Towers, or different types of rotations. But all the different types of decision makings in team fights and all the different skirmishes definitely can be applied to the Summoner's Rift. Also, I want to note that I am Plat 5. My summoner name will be in the description below, and just take that for a grain of salt. So without further ado, let's get into the mind. In this clip, we're going to be going over team fight aspects of this game. Specifically, I'll be playing as the ND carry Jinx. And we're just going to go over how I deal with the team fight and what's going through my mind. And before that, we try to get that kill on Lucian, and we do get the kill, and I almost get it with my rocket, and then Akali goes a little bit too deep. And then from here, we're just going to let this roll through. Now let's go back and really watch and see how these team fights played out and what was going through my mind. Now, obviously Lucian just died along with Akali, and then right here Zyra gets a really nice pick onto Swain. This is really good because he's overextended a little bit. Both Victor and me get some really nice damage onto him away from his backline, right? The Zyra ult's really good, so it zones out the Corki, and we get kill the Swain. Now you want to think, oh, hey, maybe let's go for the backline, and they're really low, so I get a free shot onto Ziggs, but I don't want to overextend right here, because let's say if I did overextend, I would have been standing right here in the range of both Ziggs and Corki, and I would have probably gotten bursts down with the, let's see, a Phosphorus Bomb and an ult, along with some Ziggs bombs. Right, and he still has ult up right here, so that would have been really bad. Actually, no, he doesn't have ult up. Anyway, I don't want to overextend there because I would have probably gotten burst down by their backline. So instead, I go back and get some attacks onto Leona, get some free attacks onto Leona, and right here you can see both me and Victor both turn at the same time onto this Corki because we know that he's actually overextended a little bit. So then I get a zap off. Victor gets some nice residual damage onto his ult. And then from here, I just clean up, right? I'm a noob. I attack some minions because my attack move is pretty bad. Finally clean up the Ziggs, and then from here we just go and kill Leona. So one thing to take from this is that yes, it's always a good thing to kill their backline and all their squishies and stuff like that. But sometimes it's not very good to be overextending, because like I said, if I overextended, I'd probably gonna burst down and die. So instead, I go back here, kill their backline, or kill their front line first, and then finally kill their backline. Now, this is also going to be a team fighting clip, but this is kind of going to be about the other side of the spectrum, as playing as Kassadin, which is kind of like an assassin mage. And in this team fight, we're going to be seeing how I deal with like an initiation that they start, but then how I deal with it, and then my decision making on that. Alright, let's go back and analyze this. Malphite right here, he decides that he wants to ult our backline. Yes, it's a very fantastic ult. It gets both our carries, right? Both our squishies. But the problem is, it's a really far initiation where these guys can't even, they have to flash and they're still only in auto attack range. So in this situation, I decide, hey, I don't want to go for this Malphite. I don't want to waste any cooldowns. I want to go straight for the Soraka because Soraka was causing us a lot of problems. So because of this dive, it achieves a couple things. It zones out these two players. Soraka can't heal their front line, which is Malphite, and then I guess Brand in this situation. And then Ashe can't do any damage. And then he's a 6-item Ashe right now. Yeah, the item build is arguably pretty bad, but I zone him out, and therefore now it's a 4-on-3 on this other side, right? And then these guys are completely useless at this moment because I flashed in Zanya's or ulted in Zanya's, and I can ult right back out. So let's roll this clip. As you can see, our backline cleans up both their front line. Brand can't really do enough damage, and then right here is a really good good way of how we alternated our Zanyas, right? See, Sona gets caught right here, but then he Zanyas, and then Ashe thinks, oh, let's go back in and try to do some damage, and then Twitch and Fizz both go back in at the same time and burst him down. Right here is just cleaning up. Sona sacrifices her life, but then it's just a 1v3 at that time, and then we clean up and get the ace, and actually we get the win after this. So let's just review. It's not always a good idea to go for their front line. This is kind of like the opposite of that Jinx gameplay. Right, in the situation of Jinx, I wanted to attack the front line because I didn't want to overextend. But in this situation, I can overextend. I am Cassin. I can ult in, do some damage, zone 2 people out, Zanya's, and then flash or ult right back out. And then our backline can kill their front line before anything could happen. Alright, in this clip, we're going to be going over how to manage your cooldowns and really understanding the limits of your character, or of your champion. And in this situation, I'll be playing Fizz. I'm a decent Fizz, I like to say. I don't play it in ranked because I'm not really an Assassin's player. But because of ARAM, I feel like I've gotten a lot better. So before, let's roll this clip out. Alright, so let's analyze what really happened, right? So the fight breaks out by Lee Sin going a little bit too deep, right? I want to throw my ult out and trying to hit the Riven, but that didn't really work out. So afterwards, I see that Akali goes to my backline, to my MF, and I want to get her before I want to move on to the other their backline. So right here, I get called out a little bit. I'm actually out of cooldowns at this moment, right? That should be on cooldown, right? That's on cooldown, and then the other 3 players are going to be coming after me. So at this moment, I'm like, okay, I have to Zonius and wait out my cooldowns. And then I have about 3 seconds before my Trickster comes back out. There's 3 players that they're coming toward me and they're almost going to get me. And at this moment, I know that my Zanya my Trickster is not going to be up by the time my Zanya ends. Luckily, Riven misses her stun right after I get my Zanya. She stuns a little bit too early, so now at this moment I need to flash out, waiting for my other cooldown, my Trickster, and as soon as that comes up, I'm going to go straight back in. For some reason, I still get silenced and damage still applies to me, even though I'm in the Trickster. But anyways, I go back in, do some damage, kill Akali, and get the turn on them, and then I kill this Cho'Gath. If I was really good, I probably would have used my Q onto the Riven and gotten a triple kill instantly. But again, I'm not the most proficient Fizz. But then going back to this, you just want to make sure that you manage your cooldowns really well and understanding the limits of your character. So as you can see, Zanya's flash out, wait for my Trickster, go back in, and then finishing him off. Alright, those are going to be the 3 videos that I'm going to be going through in this episode of In the Mind. Yes, it was a longer video than I was expected, But in the future videos, I wouldn't have to do like a 1 minute intro, and I probably wouldn't have to do this outro either. But if you guys made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And thank you guys for coming out, Dynasty. And I'll see you guys next time.